What is going on? What's going on? We back, man. We waiting for Coach Gary Goodheart to come on. Coach Gary Goodheart just finishing up his classical football game. That game didn't go the way that Coach Goodheart wanted. I'll let him explain that. But it looks like we're starting to know who's going to be in the next round of these games. What you're watching on screen right here is Fans Only Sports. You can go there and watch the Mount Pleasant Tolman game. They got the soccer championships going on. They're about to get into hockey season. It's definitely going to be lit. You can check that out. But it looks like, let's see some of these brackets, man. All right, what do we have here? The Divisional 2 Championship bracket. Mount Pleasant and Tolman, the game you have seen up on the screen. We know Mount Pleasant won that game. And to watch this game, definitely go to Fans Only Sports. You can watch the entire game. I'm just waiting for Coach Goodhart to come on, and I think he's coming on now. So I figured I'd catch a little bit of the Mount Pleasant Tolman game that went on last night. Very good game. And I don't know when the last time you had Division 2 be in the semis, but we're going to bring in Coach Goodheart. What's up, Coach? How we doing?
Oh, not terrible, not great.
Nah, you've been better. You obviously been better. Very competitive game, if I gotta say. I didn't see the game, but I seen the score. I think with 3 minutes to go, it was 15-8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. There's
Run us through the game.
uh you know, we, defensively we played pretty dang good against a really good classical team, to be honest, considering 2 weeks ago they put 50 points on us, 35 in the second quarter. Um just the first quarter, we got a stop, and then we marched down and scored, went up 8-0, and I think like next play they scored, first play, threw a bomb to Buchanan. And I mean, week to week, I don't think there's anybody who's been able to really stop him. And I think first play of the game against St. Ray's, they threw a bomb and he caught an 80-yard touchdown. So with a kid like that, with that kind of talent, that kind of speed, and that kind of size, it happened real fast. We were up 8-6 for quite a while, and we're really just trying to play bend but don't break defense, and got a bunch of stops, and we moved the ball, and then they held us a couple good times, and we had to punt. And fortunately we didn't have any block punts this week. The last time we played and they blocked one, that was in devastating fashion. Going into the second half, we get the ball to start, and then our offense, we had like one or two good drives on that series or whatever, and then we just kind of stalled, and we was trying to play the slow game. And I think they got some good dogs over there, and it makes it tough to play 4 quarters of football. Hoping that you can make a big play or get an interception when they don't really turn the ball over. We had a couple of really really crucial sacks in the game. The fourth quarter, it was a little bit devastating. There was just a lot of penalties called that were crushing penalties. So that really deflated us. But they got another score there. They were up like 15-8, and then they went for a field goal, and then they got a score late, and then we scored like pretty quick right after that. So the final was 22-14, and we had an opportunity to kick an onside kick, but our kicker whiffed on the ball, and the ball only went like 7 yards. But yeah, Classical, they deserve that win. They got great kids over there. Chris is a good coach, and he's doing a great job over there, and hopefully we can maybe get him next year. And this season, we're going to just look forward to Thanksgiving Day, and hopefully we can make a little bit of history on that day.
Yeah, definitely. You're going up against West Warwick traditionally, as Coventry does. It's nice when communities build up a rivalry, and Coventry West Warwick is definitely one that stand. It's been around for a while. From what I understand, but hats off to your team. You won a Super Bowl last year. You come back, you get into the playoffs, keep chipping away at it. A lot of things were against you guys this year, and you still were able to put the kids on the field and put out a decent product, Coach Goodhart. You have a consolation game scheduled next week, or have you not looked that far ahead?
No, haven't heard anything about that. I didn't know if that was something that was going to be scheduled or not. I don't really know because I mean this is our Coventry. I don't know the last time Coventry made the Division II playoffs. To be completely honest with you, so this
No,
is
yeah,
our
you know what? You're right.
so Coventry made the Division II playoffs, which is I know that in the spring they moved us to Division III, and we talked about it before. You give us a schedule, you got to play it. So we were fortunate in that nature, but
Right.
this is our first season as a staff in Division II, and not that this is what we wanted to do is just make the playoffs. I wasn't good enough. Obviously, we wanted to win, but Coventry hasn't been in the Division II playoffs in a very, very long time. I don't know when the last time is, but you know, I don't really know what to do from here. I don't know if there's a constellation game or what goes on, but we've got to get prepared for West Warwick.
Well, I know that they've been trying to keep kids loose going up to Thanksgiving, give them something to do. And I heard of teams that was scheduled this week game and next week, so I assume the league's going to reach out and schedule somebody just to give the kids a game. I think Rogers, no, I think Mount Hope couldn't play their game because they had a COVID case, but West Warwick played Cranston East last night, um, so yeah, well, definitely you'll probably have a game next week, but you're absolutely right. Now that you say it, Coach Dunbar gets his first playoff game in Westerly. So Coventry hasn't had a playoff game since the administration before Coach Dunbar. So I mean, hats off to you. For you get the Super Bowl in D3, you come back, you make the playoffs. I'm sure next year, you're gonna be right back. Like they say, we don't rebuild, we reload.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm not making excuses about our team, but we were hurting on the old line. We're really thin on the offensive line. So, next season, not projecting, but we're gonna have 8 kids. We'll be able to play on the offensive line with experience now, and they're going to be a little bit bigger. I mean, we only have 2 seniors on the offensive line. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. So, for the future, I mean, heck, on defense, we start 6 underclassmen. We have 5 seniors on the field. Everybody else is an underclassman, including two freshmen and 2 sophomores. So the future with our program, we're going to, we're still going to be able to, make some things happen. Hopefully next season we can make a little bit more noise and we can go a little further in playoffs.
No, yeah, I definitely think that. So you seemed like you guys were a little light going into this game. You have young guys. You got your team's not 100% healthy, nor is anyone healthy this time. And you played competitive football against Classical, like you said 2 weeks ago. Handed you probably one of the worst, defeats that you may have had. Um, yeah, what I mean. I say that respectfully. And you came back and you played competitive football today, which a lot of people, didn't think you would have this close of a game.
Yeah, to be honest, I've only been a head coach since December, so to be when I was back in Maine, I coached in my very first year. I was an assistant. We lost 76-14, so that was probably the most devastating loss I've ever played in. But as a head coach, 50-12, that is the worst by a large margin. Hopefully, we can never do that again. But I think just revamping. Even going into the last game against Glasgow 2 weeks ago, we had a good game plan. Just when you turn the ball over, you throw a pick six, you fumble on a snap, and you kick the ball into Buchanan's hands off the fumble, and then he picks it up and scores a touchdown off that fumble. And I mean, that's just kind of how that second quarter went. It was 6-6 in the first quarter, and then the second quarter just spiraled out of control, and we just couldn't get out of the way of the snowball as it built momentum and got bigger going down the hill essentially. So, this week I think we had a similar game plan. I think we had a little bit of a different mentality and we were a little bit healthier. So coming into this week, we were able to execute our defensive game plan a lot better, and offensively we just couldn't get the ball moving. With not making excuses again. We got some really really young and experience on the offensive line, and when they're sending blitzes, trying to call that out quick, or just being able to push back those big boys. They got 77 and 76. Those are 2 grown men, and they're strong fellas on that line. So when you put kids that have never played a varsity football game or you got freshmen out there trying to push those kids around. It makes things a little bit challenging. But I'm proud. I'm very proud to be the Coventry head coach. I'm very proud of the kids. I'm I can't believe that they rebounded the way they did. It could have gone one way. It could have been another you know devastating loss, or they could have rebounded and played a great game with a really really good football team. And I'm glad it was the positive turnout for us.
Hey, not many teams go up a division and stay competitive. I always said that the league puts teams up and down a year too late, and usually when they get to them divisions, it's rough. It's and you stay competitive. So shout out to you for that. Now maybe going into next week, we have maybe we can get your predictions on these Division 2 matchups. Division 2B semifinals. All four teams are from the B side.
Yeah, it's I think Stan sent a tweet out earlier today or last night or something about if Glasgow won today, which really trying to sneak in there and hopefully we'll beat Glasgow and get in that playoff. But that didn't work out. That's kudos to that Division 2B side. All four of those teams, they deserve it. They have great seasons, and I think I think all roads are going to lead to one team, but it's going to determine. I think the classical Tolman game is going to be a big game. I think Westerly is playing really good football right now. I think Coach Dunbar will create a good game plan, but I think sometimes, doesn't matter what kind of game plan you have when you got some dogs like St. Ray's
Mhm.
got. They got a little bit different type of fight in them, and they got some specimens over there. And I'm going to be rooting for Westerly because Coach Dunbar's my boy and whatnot. But I think they got one hell of a task in front of them. That's for sure.
You said I'm ride or die. I gotta say, if there is a coach, and this has no bias or nothing. I said this when Stanley was at Coventry. The guy can scheme. I talked to you before. The guy can draw up. I mean, look at his halftime adjustments this year alone. Barrington played like Stanley said it, like their life depended on it that first half last night of that game, and I was like nervous, down 21-7. I'm like, whoa, I did not see that coming, and to see them, the drive in that game and Wesley fight back and end up winning that game 34-23, I think because of the safety. It
Yeah.
was 34-23. I actually had to make sure I had my $10 subscription to NFHS paid up so I could watch that game. Yeah, it was it was very good. And then, halftime, he pulls away, and Tolman, salute to them, beating Mount Pleasant. I said it on the show that I was rooting for Tolman to overtake Mount Pleasant, and shout out to Coach Addison, taking a Mount Pleasant team, Coach Quayway leaves last year, so it's a new coach, whole new program, and he had some kids that never played high school football before, like Jeremy Ketter, that played that ran the ball very well this year.
Is that number 11?
It possibly is, yeah. He had a big game against you guys, I believe.
Yeah, that's got to be that number 11 kid. He's got incredible burst. I think he's a senior. I was talking to Jay, and
Hmm.
that number 11 kid. He's not the biggest guy in the field by any means, but his first step is unreal. You have to see it in person to see his first step is unbelievable. He gets through that hole so fast, especially for a kid who's never played football before. Yeah, that is kudos to Coach Addison for
Yeah,
taking
he's
that.
number 11, Jeremy Ketter, Mount Pleasant. Total rushing yards 304 on the season, so he made top 8, I think, for max preps.
Well, I mean, you got Deuce. I mean, when you got a kid like Deuce can run the ball at any given time and make chicken
Special.
out of some chicken poop. So he does a great job. I'm pretty sure Deuce Addison is one of the. He's got to be top 15 rushers, and he's easily top 3, top 4 passers on max prep. So when
Number
you got a kid,
9, Deuce Addison at 535 yards.
yeah, I was gonna say I know, like, we're just watching the way he moves and the way he gets outside. He can make a crap play turn into the most beautiful run you've ever seen, because it's just, I'm pretty sure it runs like a 4.53 40, something like that. So I mean, when you got that kind of speed and you're able to get to the alley that quick, a lot of good things happen. I mean, Mount Pleasant has great athletes over there. They always have great athletes. A few years back, they had that Frederick Malay kid, 195 pounds, running a 4.49 40. Good luck catching him. They had
Yeah.
that wide
Hmm.
receiver. Rhode Island's version of damn Julio Jones out there, just throwing the jump ball to that kid. And then they had the offensive lineman. I don't remember his name, but he's number 53. We had three kids, triple team on him almost every play, and he got through and just throwing kids around like they're little rag dolls. So
And now they
they
got a
have
new field, beautiful field now, facility.
absolutely, yeah.
Really nice. A lot of history behind that place. And you have Jaden Cannavale with 806 yards, plus whatever he got on today's game.
Yeah, I think with his receiving yards and how he had a pretty decent game today. I don't think he had 100, but it was above 70, I think. So I think with his receiving yards, and I mean he broke 1,000 all-purpose yards, which I don't remember the last time we had one of those in Coventry. It's not since I've been here, 4 years. We haven't had 1,000-yard all-purpose kid. But Jaden, not to mention, just being a good football player. The kid carries like a 4.7 GPA, and he's good. Right now he's looking to go to West Point, so that's where he's been going to do. So he's going to end up being an officer and doing something great for the country.
What are they giving them guys in Coventry? Will Turner was sporting a 4 point some
Nine,
odd.
4.9.
These two kids combined, they're like a Nikolai Tesla level stuff.
Yeah, I mean we got Nick Carpinello. He carries a 4.6. We
Another
got
one.
Smith. He carries a 4.8. He's number 6 in his class. We got Cam Veazey, who's the fastest kid I've ever coached. Straight line speed. Kid carries a 4.7. A bunch of these kids, like that's the thing that I'm really impressed and proud of most in Coventry is the kids are competitive on the field, but they're more competitive in the classroom. And I mean, each one of those kids, they don't. It's not like they're just doing their work to get by. They all want to be number one in their class. And when you have a group of kids like that on your team, it gives those younger freshmen, those seventh, eighth graders, gives something to look up to. But also, when you're competitive in the classroom, it just means you're a hard worker in total. So we got hardworking kids, and
Yeah, because you could pass
everybody's
the eye test. You could pass the eye test and have shitty grades, and recruiters are like, "Oh wow, I like this kid," and then they find out he's sporting a 1.8, or he's struggling to get a 60, and you just got to put your name on the paper now to get a 60.
yeah, like a kid like Nick Carpinello. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many people are on here have actually seen him in person, but I mean, he's 6 foot, 220 pounds. He's ripped up. He's got abs. I mean, he works out 2, 3 times a day. He's one of the hardest working kids I've ever met in my life. And not to mention, he's like top 30 in his class with a 4.65 GPA. So he's one of those kids that he busts his butt, and he's one of those Division I sleeper kids. I mean, he's because he's got such great grades. I mean, he's like a Brian Ivy League type. But if a kid like Will Turner don't get into Ivy League, I don't know that Nick will. But Nick is
Right.
one hell of an athlete. I hope he gets the right opportunities he deserves.
You must have an overall great team GPA. Have you guys ever figured that out?
I joke about it all the time. Some of the coaches give me hell about it because like some of our kids they're even though they got great GPAs, geez, and common sense does not exist in their brain. But we do. I would like to see what our team GPA is compared to the other football programs in the state. I know in the past they used to do like all academic. I mean, I'm not saying we want an award, but I mean, if our GPA is above and beyond, it'd be kind of nice for them to get recognized for that. I don't want recognition myself, but those kids, where they work hard in the classroom, a lot of times
Hey,
everything's more
it's
on them.
tough to get an all division award.
It, everybody's always more concerned about what's going on in the field, but when you're kicking butt in the classroom, it'd be nice for those kids to get recognized for that.
No, and I believe like a true all stater should be a combined package. You should have them grades in the classroom. A couple years ago, Coach Miranda did an academic challenge, a grade point challenge. If you got, he had a contest. Let's get everyone's GPA at the end. And if you got like a 4.0 or above, you got a lobster dinner. He
Ooh,
went all the way down to prime rib, steak, and then there's cheeseburgers. And at the end of the year, they had a big cookout, and he kept his word. And we posted all the GPAs of the kids. Some kids we can't post them GPAs.
what did Toronto eat? Did he eat a hot dog?
He might have got a cheeseburger or a steak. I'm not really
Oh,
sure. you know.
Uh,
But they
uh,
had the overall team GPA, and I was like, that was actually smart. At the end, he said it cost him about 3 stacks, so it was like a $3,000 bill, for all
yeah,
them cuts,
yeah.
But a great
I don't.
idea. No, exactly. We're gonna get 99-cent menus for anyone that don't get a 3.0 GPA. The rest get TV dinners.
Get a small fry.
There you go, man. But Coach Goodheart, man, we'll definitely talk to you again soon. Congratulations to all your seniors moving on, sporting them GPA. I wish it went a different way, because I heard some buzz that your kids really wanted to see Coach Dunbar.
Yeah, well, uh, that's not a lie. I think everybody in the community. I love Stan. I don't care. He went on to greener pastures. There's no hiding it. He had an opportunity, and Stan definitely had to make the best for the situation we're in. I mean, Coventry at the time, we didn't have damn sports, so the town they voted against it. So Stanley had to do what was best for him, and he made a decision, had an opportunity, and he seized the day on that opportunity. So I think obviously a lot of people, not only just the kids but in the town, I think they would love to see that. But right now, that's not really the in the hand.
No,
Stan's
no, definitely not. It would have been, it could have been, but I actually wanted to see it.
got.
I really did. I wanted to see it.
It would have been cool, because it's just I think me and Stan kind of have similar philosophies, but it would have been good to watch.
Yeah, all right, Coach Goodhart. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We'll talk soon, and good luck to everyone else advancing to the next round of the playoffs, man. Thank you, Coach Goodhart.
Hey, thank you, Mikey. Thanks for having me, and yet again, thanks for all the stuff you do for the state of Rhode Island and the high school football programs. We appreciate it, and I just want to say, hey, good luck to all the coaches out there still in the playoffs. Hope everybody stays healthy.
And Coach, before I let you go, I want everyone to like. A lot of people don't know you're a disabled veteran. You served in our armed forces. I want to say thank you. For your service.
Hey, my pleasure. I got to travel the world a little bit and got to do my part, serve the country. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I kept forgetting to throw that in, but I wanted to say thank you. All right, yeah, we'll definitely talk soon, and thank you for the good words. Talk to you later, Coach Goodhart,
Have a great
Coventry
weekend.
Oaks. All right, we out. Appreciate Coach Goodhart stepping in, man. On Gary Goodhart, tough game against Classical, and he kind of closed it out with, when I kind of brought up that, a lot of people in Coventry was talking about possibly, they wanted to see Coach Dunbar. They wanted to see Westerly, Coventry. That would have been great. I'm glad Coach Goodhart addressed that, but definitely go to Fans Only Sports. Some great games going on over there. Go check out this Tolman game that was on last night. You got a lot of Central games. And I also want to thank the people that make these programs possible, man. Coldwell Bankers, Coastal Homes. Shout out to Mark Wright, and definitely support people that support youth sports. Give Mark a call, 401-787-5203. Don't forget, this Tuesday night coming up, we're going to have Voice Sports back again, talking some of them topics that you don't usually hear people talking about. A lot of good games. Thank you, Coach Fortin, for coming on. Now we are going to have a Division 2B playoffs in Division 2. Very interesting, man. A lot of rumbling going on over there in North Providence, man. They don't want a football field. They said, can't the cats and dogs get love too? Yeah, we're going to talk about Division 3 coming up. Everyone makes the playoffs, but there's nowhere to sit at Pilgrim. We're definitely going to get into that, man. But I appreciate everybody.
It's gone, it's gone. Did you hear that? I go hard in the streets. I'm the heart of the streets.
Okay, thank you. We out of here.
Keep It Real podcast.